Greetings, Hive. Hope you all are doing well today. It is day 32 of my challenge, and it's been quite a slow and tiring day for myself, and it's more likely due to the medi- medications that I've been taking for my jaw. So, good thing is, I haven't been feeling pain since Tuesday, so that's a good thing. I still have not got my appointment from my specialist for possible wisdom tooth extractions. So, but yeah, so far with the medication, yeah, I just feeling really tired and drowsy. So yeah, it's been a really um, uneventful day, but still, it's my win for today is, yeah, I've gotten down a little bit more, just a little bit, not too much, but uh, I'm down to 200.6 now. So yeah, I'm lost 13 pounds. All right, so since the start of this year. And if you go back all the way to last summer to 24, right? I lost quite a bit more. So, but overall, yes, I've been 13 pounds has been increasingly good, right? So I'm very happy with the changes so far. But yeah, once again, these medications, these antibiotics is it's a green bottle, so these antibiotics has been making me sleepy and drowsy, and definitely having to take them every 8 hours. Yeah, that completely is my day right there. So, but yeah, overall, I'm pretty happy with that win. I just have to keep going the course, and then also yeah, I did once again trying to not make it a habit to eat any junk food, but I did try out the chips that I've eaten in the past, right before, like last year, and at that time it obviously I just like just the ruffled chips, so like with the light salt, and I felt that was simple and good for myself. But today it just same bag of chips that I my wife buys at Costco, all of a sudden just tasted like chemicals, right? So it's like did you get a bad chip or a bag of chips or whatnot? And once again, the chips are for my eldest son, so trying to have him eat any kind of foods, right? Very picky, and rightfully so. He has a handful of allergies. When he was a baby, or let's say around 4 or 5. When we got him to do some tests, he got reactions to like 27 different things. So yeah, I mean, keeping the food choices for himself is quite limited, right? So but overall, yeah, it didn't the bag of chips for myself, it was just, I don't know, it was just a huge turnoff. And I guess that's a good feeling when you finally clear out some of the junk foods that you've been having, and remove a lot of the sugars and the salts that's automatically in there, right? That your palate just is cleansed, and you're not reacting through these additives that are meant to make food taste great, right? So just imagine, is it even considered now at this point food, right? when the most important thing for them is to make sure that you keep buying their products over and over again, right? So as they say, they're in for the profit, not in for the best interest of your health. So yeah, I mean, I could probably safely say for now, right, that chips is out of the menu because oh my goodness, it was just tasting gross and tasting like chemical, unlike before. Just having that salty taste, right? Light salty taste, right? But overall, that was just ugh. Yeah, that's all I could say. So definitely, yeah, I'm not gonna have that one, and very important once again, just continue to just stay the course as much as you can, right? Because we want the body to experience what optimal health is. So once again, this week, we're removing the and once again, not food related, but then wanting the body to feel optimal health is that we're removing the nicotine and tobacco, we're removing the alcohol, right, and removing the caffeine, right. And I know these ones might be really tough for a lot of people, but we want the body to crave optimal health more than the food additives, preservatives, color sweeteners that they put in food just for you to, this is delicious, right? But nutritionally empty, right? So we want to make sure that like the bag of chips is just realizing the off-tasting chemicals that were now just part of your routine, that you can hardly taste them anymore, right? So yeah, just same bag of chips and all of a sudden just started tasting like chemicals to me. So once again, the most important thing is just trying to get to as close to whole foods as much as possible. Just think of what our ancestors used to eat back in the days of their part of our evolution, right? Obviously they didn't have Starbucks, they did not have Tim Hortons, or they just didn't have a lot of this stuff, cereals and whatnot, right? um, and once again, we're just introducing this stuff newly to our evolution, right? What our body has evolved into eating, and we're changing that up, right? So and it's not your fault, right? It's it's kind of the culture that we're adopting, of just having everything easy and accessible, right? And where we can just don't have to even think about the process whatsoever. Just feed yourself. And I mean, that thing as well, food should be fuel, right? It shouldn't be our entire livelihood, right? Once again, there's occasions where you have food for social events and and gatherings, but overall, for all the other days that we're not doing those things, food should be just utilized for fuel and nutrition for our building blocks that our body needs. And for that, that we're optimal, so we can really do the stuff that we really enjoy doing, whether it's streaming on Twitch for myself, or all the social medias, or even just going out there enjoying what you enjoy doing, whether it's a walk or cycling or heading out to your favorite activities, right? So we should be enjoying using that time that we spend on just searching for the next food that will satiate us and fill us up, but at the same time, yeah, it just seems to, for myself now, it just feels like I wasted a lot of time just you know looking around for food, and can be really productive, right? So, but anyway, just once again, it's been quite a journey for myself, and I'm gonna try my best to stream for these 90 days and document, and definitely show you guys that eating the right foods can really, you can't outwork your exercise, or what you're giving yourself more room or oh, well, I exercise, so I could add more calories, right? You can never outwork. You can assume that okay, I have 200, I work really hard, so I this donut, or this hamburger, or this meal, this salad is gonna be my reward for that. And you're setting up yourself for like always looking for a reward that is not going to be beneficial to you, because once again you're creating this high-powered vehicle of your body, your mind, and what are you fueling it with? Just regular gas? No, it requires a well-balanced nutritional meal, right? Not laced with sugars, or not laced with salts to enhance the flavor, right? Not stripped away with the nutrition, so that you buy another another sandwich, another burger, another donut, because it didn't satiate you the first time. And yeah, it's we kind of have to think of ourselves, even though we're not competing for anything. We gotta treat our bodies like we're athletes, right? And we want to perform, whether it's at work or school, right, or at our favorite activities, right? It doesn't have to be sports related, but at the same time, we gotta treat our bodies like we're an athlete, right? So once again, the path of if 70% of our health comes through what we eat, why don't we use the percentage in our favor? Like, a lot of us will jump into exercise activities, and we don't address the underlying need of just eating right, and just also developing the habits that let's start selecting our fruits, let's start selecting our vegetables, let's start selecting heading to the butcher shop or the fish market, or getting as natural as much as we can. And then obviously spending some time learning the simple things of cooking, right? So as for myself, we to make the things simple, right, and faster than eating instant noodles or heading out to the closest fast food, right? Made simple, just one day a week, we prep all our food, so in a container we have all a mixed array of vegetables, and then another container some chicken and beef, right? And just when it comes to eat, then just grabs scoop some vegetables, scoop some proteins, put in the microwave, and you're ready to go, ready to eat. And then if you mix up your find that nice mix of spices, right, that you can sprinkle on your food, and a nice source of healthy fat like avocado or olive oil, right? Hemp seed oil, coconut oil, right? Um, to get some of your, fats. And once again, putting up a nice generous amount of salt because, once again, if we're doing the part of removing the junk foods and carbohydrates that already have salt mixed into them, right? We need to get some of that, some of that salt, right? Back to where it's the right level for us. And once again, your body will let you know, right? That what's a decent amount for yourself, right? But the thing is, with having processed foods, box bags and whatnot in a can that already laced with a lot of salt to enhance their flavor, you just don't, you're over exceeding the amount of salts your uh, that your body can take, right? But we can't tell, right? Because we're just craving this stuff, right? It's probably been in our our culture or how we were raised up as normal day things for us, and just and it's really, yeah, I mean, it's really really sad that that sometimes our lives we just eat what's given to us, right? And it's said to be healthy food when finding out later that it has no nutritional benefits, right? Once again, breakfast is the healthiest part of the meal of the day, but that is when we were used to be eating eggs and bacons, or I would love to say sausages, but even that, you don't even know what's in it. But we'll just say with that routine. But now, because of this being a nice message, obviously the cereal industry, grains industry jumped onto that. Trends. Breakfast should be the healthiest meal of the day. So eat your cereals, eat your grains, your oatmeals, your pancakes, right? And it's just like what kind of pulled away to what we used to eat. What our ancestors used to eat was proteins and fruits and vegetables, whatever they were able to gather in that season, right? So now we're introducing cereals and grains and once again carbohydrates that we were not meant to we weren't evolved to eat. So, but I mean, like I said, it's most importantly, you just take it one day at a time, right? We're not gonna change overnight, right? But most importantly, just take some steps, right, to just start chipping away at it. So when I did this challenge back in July and August, obviously I was in a different position where I was like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna die. I don't know what I'm gonna replace rice with, right? And it's like, oh my goodness, this is all especially like the heading to the later stuff weeks where the eliminations started, right? It's like, oh man, I don't know, I don't know what I'm gonna eat. And then now it's just we'll just say that if I brought 20% of that right into this challenge, that's that is a 20% head start. And for myself, once again, the challenge has been a lot easier second time around, knowing what to expect, and already removing certain items from last summer, right, that have not come back. And that's, for myself, I would say, that is sort of, food freedom. But you don't, you can really choose what foods you want rather than, the foods choosing you to, hey, come, wasn't that really good last Saturday? That nice, plate of, mashed potatoes and breaded pork cutlets, and right. So once again, you could have these stuff, but now you have the freedom to basically, all right, well, that was an experience. Good thing I'm not having this, every single day, every single week, right? So that, once again, there is no, we're not cutting calories here. We're not reducing the amount of food we're to eat. It's just most important, just eating right, eating nutrition, covering all your nutritional needs, and your body will just definitely will thank you and just say, you know what, we're not hungry. We got all what we need, right? So just think of how we evolve over time, right? And once again, we live in a life where we're having everything delivered to us, right? Or Uber, right? Uber food, skip the dishes, and from that, it's we became, we reduce our activity levels, right? So just imagine where you're, storing your food, right, in your body, but you're not even burning it out, right? So you're having food that triggers the season of like, okay, we're winter's coming. We need to store this food for the long haul when winter comes. And usually they're searching for, going out there hunting for their food, gathering, foraging, and burning off the fuel while storing up. Well, the thing is, for us, we're storing up and we're not burning the food, so it's we're not winning this battle whatsoever, right? So, but overall, once again, you have this one life, you have this one body. You gotta treat it right and respect it as much as you can, and it will it will deliver what you need when you need it, right? And definitely don't want to spend those days just tired and exhausted, especially after work or school, right? And missing a lot of your life, just not having the energy, not having the focus, not feeling sick and fatigue here or there, right? And just don't you just want to just maximize your day, make make a 24-hour feel like 25, 26 hours, right? So yeah, just that's it. Just you have this one body with this one life. Just have your food, just optimized so your body can be optimized, and you can really make the most out of your day, right? Not feeling the effects of not having the right fuel, or going into food coma right after a heavy meal, which shouldn't be the case, right? If you're eating properly, right? So, but once again, tomorrow will be enhancements day, so we'll let you know what the enhancements will be for the upcoming week, right? And then you have the buffer zone of Saturday, Sunday to plan out heading into Monday, right? Um, so once again, the buffer zone is not a time to bring back, all the stuff that we have eliminated, right? Which is the refined sugars, the junk sugars, aka carbs, bread, rice, pasta, white potatoes, right? And once again, we're removing the dairy products and milk, right? And we're removing the processed food, which have food additives, preservatives, coloring sweeteners, alcohol, nicotine and tobacco, and caffeine, right? So it may seem a lot. Once again, we're in week 5, so these things came in stages, right? For us to move slowly into like the Kaizen approach, right? So making 2 or 3 different incremental changes, right? So we're building a foundation here. We're building some habits, and once again, it's very important to bring in the good stuff over than eliminating the bad stuff, because once you bring in the good stuff in, right, foods with high density and nutrients, then slowly those elimination foods are a lot easier to set aside, right, and do your very best to see how long you can go without them, right? So I'm not perfect, right? Once again, I did this 90-day challenge last summer, and I only went up to 60 months, right? And then back to school, and went back into sort of my, having excuses for myself that, okay, well, once the kids are settled into school, I'll get back on it. And then, hence 4 months later, here we are, right? It's like, but once again, just building the foundation from that, and every time we do this 90 days challenge, we just build that layer over and over, that we'll be sitting at our ideal health goal, whichever that is for you. Most importantly, a plan that helps you stay on it, right? And I want to whoever decides to join me on this journey, as coach, I'll support you on your health goal, right? So, but yeah, overall, I'm gonna head out for bed and take my medication, right? And thank you guys for your continuous support and your wonderful messages and compliments. I just doing this for a reason, to keep myself accountable, because you guys help me stay on track, right? So just chip away at it each day, right? And if you happen to fall off the wagon, just get back onto it, right? One little thing won't disrupt your journey unless you let it in the second day again, and then third day, right? And then then you've just convinced yourself, right? Either way, you don't think you can do it, or you think you can do it. Both are true. It's just really up to you to believe the one that's going to serve you and help you, right? So once again, this is being streamed on 3 different platforms at the same time: YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Feel free to subscribe and follow. Hit those notification buttons to be updated when I go live again. And usually for this 90-day challenge, I'll be doing this near the evening time PST for myself, so that you guys can see the stuff that I've done for myself, my results, right, and things I've learned. I'll share, right, and you guys probably will see, if my changes. For now, it's like my face, right, jawlines. Usually, that'll be the first one to see significant change before the rest of the body does. But hey, you know what? I'm happy. Got down to 13 pounds, and let's see where we end up for the start of next week number 6. All right. Once again, continue to raise your environment so that you're surrounded with things and people and support, so that you can raise yourself and that you'll be able to be an impact in your own environment, which is your community, your friends, your family, your colleagues, right? Your community. A simple smile, a wonderful compliment, and a nod, anything could be enough to ignite that fire for someone else, right? Knowing that they're seen, they're heard, that they matter. You can be that person to pay it forward so that they can pay it forward in their own environments, the peoples that really matter the most to them. All right, take good care. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you again tomorrow. Have a wonderful evening.